her engineering in electronics and power engineering from VNIT Nagpur and went to finish her PG diploma in IM and HRE and PG diploma in finance management. At present, she is working for the Indian Railways. She shares from an incurable passion of writing poetry and fiction. Around 600 of her stories, poems have been published in various leading Indian as well as international magazines, anthologies and journals. She was awarded by Children Book Trust India in 2009, also awarded by eminent poet lyricist Gulzar Ji in the poetry contest organized by American Society on the topic Poetry for Social Change, and awarded Premchand Puraskar by Ministry of Railways. Neelam also debuted as a lyricist in Shankar Takkar's composition for her song Mere Sajan Sun Sun at the Popular Choice Award in the Folk Fusion category in Radio City Freedom Award. I now request Sukrita ma'am, Neelam Saxena Chandra and Sudarshan ji to come at the dais for the book release of Can I Have This Chance? And flickering lights.
You think to share such good paper? Okay.
Start the conversation.
Oh, we have to start a conversation.
Conversation with you.
Alright, okay.
I would request Darshan ji to kindly join us.
I didn't realize that, but there can be a conversation through silence.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. I'm sorry I haven't seen this, but do you want me to start the conversation? Okay, I'm a teacher, so I'll find words. I noticed that this Can I Have This Chance is a novel?
Yeah.
Okay.
This
And
is my second novel.
This is your second novel?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. And also I noticed that it's about Avantika, a fiery young journalist who is about to board a flight to New York to pay a visit to the editor of the New York Times. Now, does it have something to do with the aspirations of the young people?
Not only that, it deals with several social topics also, such as corruption, terrorism. So many other aspects are covered through Avantika, through her eyes.
I'm glad you're telling me this because you see, usually what happens is that teachers and readers and parents and so on, when particularly a novel is being read, would say, okay, tell us, what is the story about? And then the novel may have been written in, say, 200 pages and more, but in a line we say, oh, it's about terrorism. Oh, it's about aspirations. It's never like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I
What do
can't
you think?
describe it in one word or so.
Because there's always a complexity.
Yeah,
A novel is dealing, it's the canvas is so large
yeah,
that one thing gets intertwined with another.
yeah. Because basically maybe there's a romance in the background, but it deals with many issues, social issues, dowry, so many things that covered in this.
Were you trying to create a market for yourself, or why did you write the novel?
Basically, there's an interesting story behind this novel. My daughter writes very well, and when I went for a parents-teacher meeting, she had written an essay, जिसमें she had portrayed a hijack scene. And normally, what one would write is कि I overpowered the hijacker, and the situation was it became alright. But what she had written was कि this hijacker happened to be a man whom she knew in her past. So I really loved the idea, and this novel was born at that stage. So basically, she has been a part of me, with me through this novel. It was her idea. I've just completed the scene.
Beautiful. You also say here that this is a quest for truth.
Yeah,
Now that's a very big claim.
yeah.
How do you justify that?
Because if you read this novel, you will be able to get it totally what I'm trying to say. But since she is a journalist, the first challenge which comes before her is the corruption which goes on in India. The story is based, the first part is based in a city called Gorakhpur, which everybody might have heard. And वहाँ के जो complexities होते हैं कि किस तरह से corruption हर level पे embedded है, and how she tries to get out of that, how she exposes that scam, that is the first story. Then she gets a call for a job with New York Times, and while she is flying, the second incident occurs. And then again there's some situation which makes her fight. She's just going just like that for a call. She says, I'll just go and visit and come back. But meanwhile, something happens in which she has to again have courage. She has to unfold the
Don't
mystery.
tell everybody what happened. They won't buy the book.
They'll still
Please
buy,
buy
I'm
the
sure.
book. Please buy the book. And let's read the rest of the story. But obviously, there's intrigue, there's complexity, there's plot, there's character, and there must be a point of view. That's what goes into making a novel, doesn't
Yes,
it?
yes.
Yeah. So you want me to talk about this as well?
Yeah.
All right. So this is Layers of Flickering Lights. What is this all about? This is again
This
a
is
novel?
a poetry collection.
Oh, this is poetry. Oh,
Yeah, something you love.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, but you know, I think it's important to talk about this because there is this very strange feeling that everybody has. Strange, I'm saying that is why it's strange is because this is a very Western kind of a mode. When in the 19th century, when the Britishers started establishing what is called the departments of English, right? And I belong to one, right? Now what happened was that we were trained, right from that time, century and more, we were trained to categorize poetry, fiction,
Yeah.
within fiction, short story, within poetry also, different genres.
Yeah,
I think we have to blow that out.
I'm trying
Yeah?
that. Because,
So I'm sure there would be poetry in this and there would be narrativity in this.
yeah, naturally.
So would you like to tell us how they merge?
See, first of all, I would like to say I write depending upon my mood. Of course, it is mostly either fiction or poetry, but I began my career with children's stories in this world. Like, I'm an engineer. I was neither a writer, and I didn't know that I have something.
But you engineer ideas now.
So, like, I began with children's stories. In fact, my daughter used to listen to a new story every day. So I got into telling mode. So one day my husband said, why don't you write these stories and send them somewhere? So I wrote 2 stories and sent them to Champa. And they got selected. So I thought I can write. Poetry, meanwhile, I had been always writing. They used to be in my diary. I never tried to publish them. Maybe I published them when I was in class 7th or 8th. That time I was staying in Nagpur, and we have a paper, very old newspaper, Hitwada. So I used to publish poetry in that, and they would always publish. I didn't know anything. I would write the poetry in a postcard and send it, and they would publish it. After that, I never tried to publish anything except the college magazines. But I had been writing skits for railways, doing comparing. So that is all creativity again, and everything is linked. I would always try to use my own shades in even during conducting our programs. So that way it was always there, just that I put it into print maybe some 5-6 years ago, and they are all interrelated. First of all, you have to imagine for anything. So imagination is the main part. Then comes the language. Maybe we as engineers are not so good in language. Maybe you are better than that.
No, I think again I would like to say that that's again a myth. Because you see, I think somewhere if you have a mind that's kind of engineering mind, right? So we are also language also requires engineering. Just now we were talking about discipline and poetry, right? So I think it's very, very significant to think that all these ideas somewhere collapse into some unity. Right? We cannot really say that if you don't know the tools of your creative expression, just like in engineering, mechanical engineering, supposing you were not to know the tools, you think you can engineer? You can't. So similarly, here you have to understand the tools. And there are some of you are a bit distracted. Is it? Can we talk with everybody? Maybe. So no, I was just feeling that this whole notion of and this is very normal when one would say, oh, I'm an engineer. My subject is electronics. I don't know why I'm writing poetry. Maybe that's why you're writing poetry. Maybe that's your special skill of how you handle language and what sensitivity you have. After all, the core is that of being a human being, isn't it? Right.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Neetu, would you like to say a few words?
Sure. Thank you so much, Sumit. वक्त की स्याही जो जो लिखती है, वक्त की स्याही जो जो लिखती है, उसको मैं झुककर सलाम कहती हूँ. रख लेती हूँ उन पन्नों को हिफाजत से, रख लेती हूँ उन पन्नों को हिफाजत से, उसे ईश्वर का पैगाम कहती हूँ. Thank you. Honorable Sukrita Paul Kumar, Chief Guest of the function, Shri Sudarshan ji, Sumit Sehgal, my author friends, Monica Pant, Babal Ki, is her book being released today? Yeah, Ajit Sherawat, Madhulika Chauhan, Swagnika Roy. I see so many familiar faces, Mahip ji, Rohit ji, and so many of my friends, Dolly. At the onset, I wish to thank God for giving wings to my imagination and helping me walk my path by being present all along me like a guiding lamp. यूँ समझिए कि पता ही नहीं था मुझ में भी चांद सी रोशनी है, पता ही नहीं था मुझ में भी चांद सी रोशनी है, मैं तो खुद को अमावस की रात समझ बैठी थी. I am grateful to Shri Sudarshan ji and Sumit Sehgal for giving me the opportunity to come and stand before this niche audience. Thanks a lot. 2 of my books have been released today. One is the poetry collection, Layers of Flickering Lights, and I would like to just narrate a poem from my collection. This is the 100th poem. Metamorphosing into a tiger, he stared at me with his gory red eyes, ready to strike, ready to kill. I trembled, I quivered, wondered if I can take a few steps backward, but there was no passage. The rail was blocked. He took a deep but quaking breath. He roared, and the entire world shuddered. I was clueless. I slouched in fear. He took one leg forward and pumped his nose to smell the prey, the poor me. Finally, seeing no escape, I charged at him before he could assault, without any notion what I wanted to do. Friends, fear is like a tiger. Fear is like a tiger, ready to strike till you learn how to conquer it. Yeah, fear is indeed a tiger unless we gather the courage to outgrow it. From my poetry book, I shift to the novel, Can I Have This Chance? The protagonist of this novel, Avantika, is a journalist, a rather principled one. For truth and integrity, she is ready to fight and uncover everyone and anyone And yes, she has conquered this fear called tiger. This tiger called fear. It is not that she is not afraid. It is just that she knows she has to be strong if she wants to do something. And yes, she achieves results even under the worst of circumstances. Ma'am has already read out the synopsis here, so I won't bore you with the synopsis once again. I would like to thank Simran, my daughter, who is the twinkle of my eye, for this novel, and a few words for her. वो चाहत की एक नन्ही कली है, उसके प्यार से मेरी दुनिया खिली खिली है. वो मोहब्बत की दास्तान, वो खुशियों का आसमान, ईश्वर की इनायत कि वो मुझे मिली है. Thank you, Simran. She has not been able to come here today, but I dedicate this novel to Simran, who has been the source of inspiration for this. I would also like to thank Shri Sudarshan Cheri, Sumit Segal, and the fantastic team of Authors Press and Butterfly and the Bee, working with whom was a fantastic experience. And I thank ma'am for such an interesting questioning. I thank you all for being with me in this journey. Thank you so much.